You talk about your path to public service. I mean, you had 20 years in the Air Force.
Yeah.
What led you to elected office?
A lot led to me to be here where I'm at today. A lot of it is I have to mention a early program that I was involved in while I was in the Air Force. It was called the Base Enlisted Advisory Council, and that was a council of enlisted members who represented each part of their organizations, who would meet with the base commander and the base chief. And I had a fellow airman at the time saying, "Hey, why don't you come join me and come to this council and see what it's about?" I didn't know anything about it, and I joined it, and I fell in love with what it was about. And so I became a member of the organization. That meant I was responsible for going around to the dormitories, talking with my fellow airmen about small issues, and taking those small issues directly to the base leadership. And that really started showing me the importance of having a seat at the table. And I eventually became president of the organization and started learning about not only the importance of having a seat at the table, but understanding about the money and understanding how the money and the resources really drives why or why not things happen. And then so one day, while I was serving as an instructor in the Air Force, and we had a few months off before our next class, I came up with an idea. I was like, well, if I want to do this when I retire, I need to get some experience. And there were no programs at the time for enlisted airmen to do this. There were programs for our officers, but there wasn't anything for our enlisted airmen. And so I literally took a few days of leave, drove from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio, down here to Virginia Beach, and I interviewed for then Senator Jim Webb's office, and I was selected for it. And then from there, I took back that acceptance letter, and I crafted together different Air Force instructions, show that other branches allow their enlisted members to serve in Congress. And it took about 5 or 6 months, and eventually Air Force headquarters approved for me for permissive TDY, which means I was allowed to leave my day job as an instructor and be assigned to the congressional office. And and Senator Webb retired, and so I was transferred to Senator Mark Warner's office, and that's how everything kind of started. I learned about constituent services. I was able to craft speeches, learned about the day-to-day work that the constituent offices do, and I fell in love with it.